I just want to start by thanking all of our I like to call them up ballot supporters, people who work every day to make Lawrence a better place. From our United States senators who are here, who are represented here, Senator Markey, Senator Warren, my favorite congressperson on the whole planet, Nikki Songas, here represented by June Black. And this is federal money, but you know, if it wasn't for the support we get from the state delegation, I saw Barbara here, Senator Italian, Rep. Matias, Rep. Moran, and Rep. DeZoglio, all of them doing that work. Making sure that we have enough money to put these programs on. CDBG to me is like, it shows you what you can do when you have a little bit of money, how it can be leveraged. Whether or not we're leveraging it from to put people in English classes, supported by some of the organizations. Whether it's work that's happening in the senior center, it's people getting funding for food. The Boys and Girls Club, I'm a product of the Boys and Girls Club. You know, it's one of those things where you get a small amount of money, how big of an impact it can have. The first-time home buyers program. And without that money, we wouldn't be able to do small business lending. That money we got, it helps us leverage $2.5 million of money. So this CDBG week is not just only a celebration about the money, but it celebrates all the great things that we can do with it. And in a second, I'll have Senator Latanian come up. But I'm going to put some people on the spot. You know, tell me, just say a little bit like, you know, what you do with the CDBG money that we get. I'm going to go with you because you're used to speaking.
Thank you very much.
Tell us your name and so everybody knows.
My name's April Laskowski. I'm the Director of Youth for Alternative Youth Development
Be
Programs.
ready because you might get called.
For Lawrence Family Development, and we use most of the funds to build affordable housing.
So affordable housing.
And also, but not only about affordable housing, but also to teach our young people construction trades.
Leslie?
Leslie Melendez, Deputy Director at Groundwork Lawrence, and we leverage our CDBG funding to hire 40 youth in the summer to give them summer employment, and we also do a drop-in summer camp program, and we'll be partnering with LCW this summer to do that.
Summer job, summer camp, that's good money. Boys and Girls Club?
Marcus Fischer from the Boys and Girls Club of Lawrence. We're using the CDBG grant to fund a program that's calling Planning for the Future, which is a career exploration and job readiness program for youth in the city of Lawrence. And it gets them ready to tackle the whole college application process as well as explore various career paths.
Martha?
Martha Velez, Director of the Lawrence Senior Center, and what we do is we use the monies to help young adults become ESOL classes and really work their way into the Adult Learning Center. So anybody that can't pass the Adult Learning Center test, they come into the Senior Center and we can prepare them to go to the Adult Learning Center. And we also do citizenship classes in preparing people to become American citizens.
Path to the American Dream. About the voting program.
Jed Kaler, Executive Director of the Greater Lawrence Community Voting Program. We use the funds to hire 26 staff from the local community to help out at the voting program, and then we target 30 kids, but the money really helps out about 1,800 scholarships. So 1,800 kids and families that can come down and spend the summer learning how to use boats and learn different skills, and it really adds to self-esteem that the kids can bring into the classroom.
Awesome. On the water. Spencer? Anything?
We use CDBG funds for our affordable housing and our youth after-school programming that focuses on the arts and technology and design, giving kids opportunities to do something productive after school.
Maybe we got a suit in here. Abel, what do you guys use?
More recently, we've used the CDBG funding to leverage, as the mayor mentioned, $2.5 million in small business lending, $250,000 in CDBG, $2.5 million in banks assisting small businesses.
Cool. Anybody over here want to say something? That's not Teresa. Anybody? No, really? Go ahead, you can say something good.
Amazing. We're helping the community with this funds, and I hope it continues coming in.
Great.
Yes.
Thanks. Ralph, maybe end with you. Always has something eloquent to say.
CDBG funding is imperative for the community like cities of Lawrence, and we should fight for every dollar. As you said, it stretches out the dollars and it helps build this community with all the programs that you've heard mentioned.
Yeah. Those are just some of the stories. I'm sure that the people people that use service every day with some of this money, we're here to talk about. If we had the first-time home buyers here that got to own their first home, they would let us know how they felt about it. Those people that are learning English, people that are learning citizenship, all very important. So it's just my pleasure again to be here to celebrate. And sometimes it's tough to remember to celebrate when you're having tough weeks, tough months, and life is just the craziness of life goes on and on. But it's important to celebrate these things because without these monies that sometimes we take for granted because they just come every year, but clearly that's not the case. This in the next couple of years we have to be more vigilant to make sure the money comes. I do have a proclamation, but I'm going to do that after. I'm going to invite our state senator to come up and say a few words. Say Senator Barbara Tine.
Good morning, everyone. So just listening to what was just rattled off, allowing folks to learn English, allowing folks to become citizens, helping folks become first-time home buyers, employing youth. There are so many things that the federal government helps fund through these CDBG grants, economic development, that we in the state are able to partner and help add a little bit of money to that to leverage. But really, the bulk of that money is coming in through the federal government and through the CDBG grants. I know that there are a group of senators, I may be joining them in late April, going down to Washington to kind of reflect all of these stories that have just been mentioned, to make sure that the Trump administration fully understands what decisions, and Congress fully understand what decisions, what happens and in terms of real lives, what will happen to people if these critical grant monies are cut severely. And so I know that Massachusetts will be stepping up. We have a great federal delegation. They are fighting all they can, but at the moment they are outnumbered. And so we really have to break through with these stories of what the impacts are on people. And we in the state Senate and the state delegation will be going down to Washington to share many of these stories at the end of April. Thank you so much.
So this is my proclamation. We'll get out of here before we catch the wind too much. It's let it be known that I, Dan Rivera, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, and on behalf of the residents of the City of Lawrence, by and through this proclamation, hereby honor and recognize National Community Development Week, and hereby state as follows: whereas National Community Development Week has been designated as by the National Community Development Association to celebrate the Community Development Block Grant Program and the Home Investment Partnerships Program. The CDBG program provides annual funding and flexibility to local communities to provide decent, safe, affordable housing. And whereas the Home Program provides funding to local communities to create decent, safe, affordable housing opportunities for low-income persons. And nationally, over 1 million units of affordable housing have been completed using home funds. And the City of Lawrence has received a total of $7,275,520 in CDBG funds and $3,253,475 in home funds over the past 5 years. And the following activities have been funded: ESOL classes, as you heard here today, youth programming, down payment assistance, residential rehabilitation, parks improvements, we didn't even talk about parks improvements, and housing development. And whereas these vital programs that have been tremendous contributions to the viability of the housing stock, infrastructure, public services, and economic vitality of our community have been proposed for elimination in FY 2010, our community opposes any attempts to eliminate the programs, urges Congress to recognize the outstanding work being done locally and nationally by the CDBG and home programs, supporting no less than $3.3 billion for CDBG in FY 2018 and no less than $1.2 billion in home funding in FY 2018. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Dan Rivera, on behalf of the City of Lawrence, honor and recognize the CDBG program, the home program, and designate this week National Community Development Week. Furthermore, I set my hand and fix the seal of the City of Lawrence this 18th day of April in the year of our Lord 2017. Thank you.